Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Jason Morgan could get the shock of his life now that he's on a collision course with the truth. Anna Devane asked Jason to do some digging for her, so he'll eventually move forward with his Professor Henry Hank Dalton investigation. That could open the door to some big surprises for Jason. So let's talk about the revelations that could be in his future. For starters, Jason might figure out that Jocelyn Jack's research assistant gig isn't quite what it seems to be. Jocelyn indeed went after Professor Dalton's research assistant position, but that's only because it's part of her WSB mission. Jason could ultimately uncover the real story and realize Jack Brennan recruited Joss for this dangerous career path. However, an even bigger shocker could be brewing for Jason, one that involves Britt Westbourne's upcoming return to the show. It won't be long until Kelly Thibault is on screen again, since her GH comeback is happening this July. Since there's been so much focus on Professor Dalton's lab, could there be hostages inside? Emma Scorpio Drake has been worried about animal testing, but human testing could be the more troubling concern in this case. There have also been some hints about a cloning storyline, so the writers may be gearing up for a way to explain Britt's return from the grave. It's possible a Britt clone is about to hit Port Charles, but it's also possible the real Britt is back through some soapy explanation. It could be a situation where Britt's clone was somehow the one who faced a grim fate. Regardless, we won't be surprised if some form of Britt is trapped in Dalton's lab. Could Jason break in at some point and become the one to free her? Jason has always been great in rescue storylines anyway, but it'd be particularly nice to see him save Britt. That's because Jason and Britt's romantic reunion seems inevitable now that Thibault is back on the show. Jason could definitely use a love interest, so saving Britt could be step one toward reigniting their romance. General Hospital spoilers say Jason has some wild twists and turns ahead of him, so stay tuned for updates on all the stunning news he'll face. General Hospital spoilers for the week of June 30th, 2025, suggest some curves and bombshells. Fans can expect a rushed wedding for Willow Tate and Drew Kane. Meanwhile, Vaughn's clever scheme just might have positive results. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the ABC soap opera. Sonny Corinthos double threat. Sonny Corinthos rejected Jen Sidwell's proposal. The mob boss knows that Sidwell is a dangerous threat no matter how pretty he tries to paint himself in Port Charles. However, there is also another threat, Justine Turner. Want more General Hospital news? Get updates on the latest General Hospital news straight to your inbox. Website your email. Subscribe. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. The district attorney is determined to take Sonny down. When Natalia Ramirez got arrested for another DUI, it was Justine who offered her a deal. Natalia told Sonny about it and the mob boss made a deal with her. However, he warned Natalia that their deal was off if anyone found out. Sonny instructed her not to tell a soul, including her own family. However, fans know that Natalia went straight to Marco Rios. The lawyer is going to want the truth from his mother for once, so Natalia could spill the beans. Willow Tate's rushed wedding over with Willow. She has accepted Drew's marriage proposal. The nurse thinks that it's the best way to get custody of her children back. Recommended content. General Hospital spoilers. Erica Slezak OLTL Vicky joins GH to help Willow with DID recommended content. General Hospital spoilers. Thursday, June 26th. Carly's terror, Sidwell's demand, Jason's wisdom, Marco's suspicious recommended content. General Hospital recap. June 25th. Brooke Lynn gets what she wants and Ava's shocking discovery. Willow even stood up to Michael Corinthos despite his fierce warning about Drew. Willow also told Nina Reeves. As the wedding news spreads, Drew could worry that someone might get through to Willow. So, I could see the congressman insisting they get married right away. Before Willow finds out the kind of man Drew really is. Kai Taylor's betrayal. General Hospital spoilers for next week reveal that Trina Robinson could find out about Kai Taylor's betrayal. Kai is in a tough spot and feels like he owes Drew. At the same time, Trina thought her words to Kai were confidential. So this could be a big complication in Trina and Kai's romance. Week of June 30th, 2025 fans might also see the outcome to Vaughn's dog trick. The WSB handler is trying to get closer and earn trust with Emma Scorpio Drake. A common ground like a love for animals should do the trick. As time goes on, Vaughn will get into that animal activist group and score some intel to help sabotage Professor Henry Hank Dalton. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on ABC to find out what is coming up next. General Hospital recap for Wednesday, June 25th reveals Brooke Lynn Quartermaine Chase gets what she's looking for, and Alexis Davis finds out Elizabeth Baldwin knows. Also, Ava Jerome finds out Rick Lansing is a snake, and Martin Gray gets bad news of several varieties. Brooke Lynn gets what she's looking for. Marco Rios shares some papers with Brooke Lynn in the Q Mansion. He discovered Benjamin Westbourne's birth certificate, and the name was changed 7 months later to Rocco Falconeri. Want more General Hospital news? Get updates on the latest General Hospital news straight to your inbox. Website your email. Subscribe. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. She smiles until Dante Falconeri enters, and then Marco leaves, and Brooke Lynn invites Dante to yell at her again. He's still upset at her but tells her Harrison Chase helped him see that it's not beneficial. They need to collaborate to reach Gio Palmieri. Dante hasn't forgiven yet, but desires a relationship with Gio. He regrets being so hard on their son. They think about what to do next and try to remain patient. General Hospital recap June 25th. Brooke Lynn gets what she wants in Ava's shocking discovery. Alexis finds out Elizabeth knows about Christina cutting Rick's brake lines. Christina Corinthos Davis goes to see Alexis in her office and informs her mom that Lucky Spencer has revealed everything to Elizabeth. She updates her mom on the serious discussion and mentions that Liz won't report her. Alexis advises her to abandon her plan to separate Ava and Rick right now. Instead, she wants to inform Liz that Rick is blackmailing them. Christina realizes she could end up in prison if that occurs. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of GH. Alexis then goes to GH to speak with Liz about Christina. She appreciates that Liz is keeping the secret. If not, Christina would face prison time, even though she deserves it. Liz empathizes with what Christina is experiencing and believes Ava pushed her to her breaking point, and she understands that Alexis' daughter feels remorse. General Hospital recap June 25th. Brooke Lynn gets what she wants in Ava's shocking discovery. Ava finds out Rick is a snake at the Jerome Gallery. Ava invites Laura Collins to a new exhibit. Joel Sartor's is happening again. She wants to attend, but her schedule is packed. She considers giving the tickets to Elizabeth, but also wants to buy baby animal art for Ace Prince Cassidy's room. Ava is okay with this. Laura observes that she's drinking dragonberry juice and mentions that Liz and Rick were having it when she visited Liz's house. Ava appears shocked. After Laura leaves, Ava makes a call to someone undercover to discover how Rick managed to return from Beecher's Corner so quickly. She realizes he has been dishonest with her, and mutters about him being a lying liar. Lucas examines Martin and Martin asks Rick about a lawsuit at the GH Hub. Liz gives Deanna Surtis some tasks for the patients when Rick shows up. He's there to meet a client and leaves. Meanwhile, Lucas Jones checks Martin Gray's back in her room. Martin is in severe pain and blames Tracy Quartermaine. Lucas goes back to the hub and chats with Liz about how frequently Rick has been visiting her since Lucky left. Back in Martin's room, Rick listens to Martin ramble about wanting to sue Tracy. Rick watches the footage and tells him that it's not possible. Additionally, it would cost $15,000 as a retainer. Since Martin can't afford it, Rick tells him to forget it. He then leaves. Read this. General Hospital spoilers. Kathleen Gotti drops major hint about Kelly Thibault's return. Liz and Lucas talk about Rick. Lucas gets a call from Marco back at the hub. Liz tells Lucas that she doesn't want Rick to believe there's a future. He recalls his time with Brad Cooper and gets it. He had to figure out when to stop. She smiles, hoping she's not misleading Rick. Lucas leaves and Rick shows up, asking Liz out for tonight. Later, Lucas receives a call from Marco Rios inviting him for drinks and discuss Natalia Ramirez's case. And then Marco inquires if Lucas knew Britt Westbourne. Lucas confirms he did and questions his boyfriend, who mentions that her name came up in a case. Marco says he's just curious and then he hangs up. Cody won't take a payment from Tracy. Tracy bursts into laughter as she watches a video with Marty tumbling over and over again when Cody Bell enters. She expresses her gratitude for today and calls him perfect. She plans to create a gif of Drew Kane's expression the moment he realizes she won, and she'll have Leo Falconeri do it later. She offers him some payment but he declines. Tracy thinks this is strange, but Cody finds it amusing. He says it's the best job he's ever had. "I find you more than tolerable," she tells him. He jokes that she'll make him cry and says he doesn't accept money from a friend. Rory Gibson has hit the ground running as Michael Corinthos on General Hospital. Soap Central caught up with the actor at Lily Brooks O'Brien's Daytime at Night St. Jude benefit event last month for an exclusive interview in which the actor chatted about his on- and off-screen lives. General Hospital. Who is Rory Gibson's coach? Rory Gibson developed a bond with TV son Viren Weaver on General Hospital Image. Disney/Christine Bartolucci. Rory Gibson developed a bond with TV son Viren Weaver on General Hospital Image. Disney/Christine Bartolucci. There's a showbiz adage about performers never working with child actors, but Jitch had Gibson act in scenes with his TV son, Viren Weaver, on his first air show. Gibson tells Soap Central that he spent a little time with his young co-stars before working with them on screen, so they could develop a rapport. "Viren and I talked about video games," Gibson shares. "The twins playing Amelia, Eilay and Paisley Kerr are so sweet. I love kids so much." Michael's a character with a long, complicated backstory as he's a Quartermaine by blood, but he was raised by Sonny Corinthos. "It took a little bit, actually," Gibson says about getting up to speed on who Michael is. "I didn't want to watch too many old episodes. As a recast, it's tricky. You want to stay true to what's been happening, but you also don't want to replicate anything because if you're doing that, you're just copying." Gibson says that Frank Valentini, executive producer, and his assistant, sent him the longest breakdown I've ever seen. He adds, "I was able to study up on things. Outside of that, my co-stars have been filling me in on everything, especially Laura. Right, Carly, who plays my mom. I feel like she's my acting coach." Love story. Willow learned that Michael didn't and #039. Tino she wanted to see him on General Hospital Image. ABC. Willow learned that Michael didn't know she wanted to see him on General Hospital Image. ABC. Right now, Willow's contemplating marrying Drew as she sees that as a pathway to seeing Wiley and Amelia again. Michael, however, has told his ex that the exact opposite would happen if she ties the knot with the unethical congressman. Is there still some love between Willow and Michael despite all that they've been through? "I think so," Gibson says. "We'll see what happens. I don't even know." The actor hastens to add, "Caitlin's so great. She's such a lovely person." Michael's future love life is unknown, but off-screen, Gibson is happily engaged to girlfriend Alicia Ruelas. "We got engaged in 2022, the actor says. "We didn't start planning our wedding until about 8 months ago. We're taking it easy and doing a slow burn with the planning. We already feel like we're married." Catch all new episodes of General Hospital weekdays on ABC and Hulu. Was this article helpful? Willow's quick wedding, Vaughn's clever scheme, Sonny's threat. In the dramatic world of General Hospital, relationships shift rapidly, alliances form and dissolve, and danger lurks around every corner. 3 major storylines have recently captivated audiences: Willow's rushed marriage, Vaughn's deceptive plot, and Sonny's ominous warning. Each of these arcs brings tension, emotion, and high-stakes drama to the forefront. Willow's quick wedding. Willow Corinthos has always been a character defined by her resilience and compassion, but recent events have forced her into making swift, life-altering decisions. After facing a series of personal and medical crises, Willow found herself in a whirlwind romance with Michael Corinthos. Their love story, while genuine, has been fraught with obstacles, family conflicts, legal battles, and health scares. When Willow's adoptive mother, Harmony, reappeared with a bombshell revelation about Willow's biological parentage, it sent shockwaves through her life. The truth about her connection to Nina Reeves added another layer of complexity to her relationship with Michael, whose family has a long-standing feud with Nina. Despite the turmoil, Willow and Michael's bond only grew stronger, leading to a spontaneous wedding. The ceremony was intimate, reflecting their desire to solidify their commitment amid the chaos. However, the quick nature of their union has left some questioning whether they fully processed the secrets and betrayals surrounding them. With Nina still unaware that Willow is her daughter, and Carly's disapproval lingering in the background, their marriage may face even greater challenges ahead. Vaughn's clever scheme. Meanwhile, Vaughn, a cunning and manipulative newcomer, has been weaving a web of deception that threatens to ensnare several key players. Posing as a businessman with legitimate interests, He has slowly ingratiated himself with unsuspecting Port Charles residents. However, his true motives remain shrouded in mystery. Vaughn's primary target appears to be Drew Kane. Using a combination of charm and carefully planted misinformation, Vaughn has been manipulating Drew into making risky financial decisions. His endgame is unclear, but his actions suggest a deep-seated vendetta, possibly tied to Drew's past or his connections to powerful figures like Sonny Corinthos. What makes Vaughn particularly dangerous is his ability to exploit trust. He has convinced others that he is an ally while secretly pulling strings behind the scenes. Whether he's working alone or for a larger organization remains to be seen, but his scheme is escalating, and the fallout could be catastrophic for those caught in his trap. Sonny's threat. Sonny Corinthos, Port Charles's most formidable mob boss, has never been one to back down from a fight. Recently, he issued a chilling warning to an unknown adversary, signaling that he is prepared to take drastic measures to protect his family and empire. The threat came after a series of calculated moves against his organization, businesses being targeted, loyal associates turning up dead or missing. Sonny, always vigilant, recognized the pattern and deduced that a new enemy was making a play for his territory. His declaration was clear. Anyone who dared challenge him would face dire consequences. What makes this situation particularly volatile is the possibility of betrayal from within. With so many shifting alliances in Port Charles, Sonny can't afford to trust blindly. His warning may have been a preemptive strike, but it also puts a target on his back. As tensions rise, the question remains: who is bold enough to go up against Sonny, and how far will he go to eliminate the threat? Conclusion. These three storylines, Willow's rushed marriage, Vaughn's intricate scheme, and Sonny's ominous warning, demonstrate the high-stakes drama that keeps General Hospital fans hooked. Each plot is layered with emotional depth, hidden agendas, and potential betrayals, ensuring that the residents of Port Charles remain in constant turmoil. Will Willow and Michael's love survive the secrets yet to be uncovered? Will Vaughn's deception be exposed before it's too late? And who will emerge victorious in Sonny's latest power struggle? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. In Port Charles, danger and passion go hand in hand. Brooke Lynn gets what she wants in Ava's shocking discovery. The drama in General Hospital never slows down, and the latest episodes have delivered major twists, especially for Brooke Lynn Quartermaine and Ava Jerome. Both women are navigating high-stakes situations, with Brooke Lynn finally achieving a long-awaited victory, while Ava stumbles upon a revelation that could change everything. Brooke Lynn's triumph. After months of scheming, Brooke Lynn has finally secured what she's been fighting for: control of deception. Her relentless pursuit of the cosmetics company has been filled with manipulation, alliances, and betrayals, but her persistence has paid off. Brooke Lynn's journey hasn't been easy. She's had to outmaneuver her own family, particularly her grandmother Tracy Quartermaine, who initially opposed her takeover. However, Brooke Lynn proved she's more than just a spoiled heiress. She's a savvy businesswoman who knows how to play the game. With the help of unexpected allies and a few well-timed secrets, she's now in a position of power. But her victory comes with complications. Now that she's in charge, she must deal with the fallout, resentful employees, skeptical investors, and the ever-present threat of family drama. Plus, her personal life is just as messy, especially with Harrison Chase still in the picture. Will their complicated relationship survive her newfound success, or will ambition drive them apart? Ava's shocking discovery. While Brooke Lynn celebrates her win, Ava Jerome is dealing with a bombshell of her own. Always one to dig into Port Charles's darkest secrets, Ava has uncovered something that could shake the foundations of several lives. The exact nature of her discovery remains under wraps, but clues suggest it could involve Nina Reeves' past misdeeds. Ava has never fully trusted Nina, and if she's found proof of another betrayal, it could reignite their feud. Sonny Corinthos' secrets. As mob boss, Sonny has plenty of skeletons in his closet. If Ava has stumbled upon one, it could put her in danger, or give her leverage. A hidden connection to the Jerome family. Ava's family history is full of twists, and this revelation might tie into long-buried secrets. Whatever she's found, Ava won't sit on it for long. Known for her cunning, she'll likely use this information to her advantage, whether for protection, revenge, or manipulation. But in Port Charles, secrets have a way of backfiring. Will Ava's discovery make her more powerful, or will it put a target on her back? What's next? With Brooklyn's triumph and Ava's shocking find, the power dynamics in Port Charles are shifting. Both women are now in positions where they can influence major storylines. But in this town, no victory comes without consequences. Will Brooklyn's deception takeover bring her happiness, or will it isolate her from those she loves? And will Ava's discovery destroy her enemies, or herself? One thing's for sure. The drama is just getting started. The tangled web of relationships, power struggles, and buried truths in General Hospital has taken another dramatic turn, with two of Port Charles's most formidable women at the center of the latest upheaval. Brooklyn Quartermain has emerged victorious in her long-running battle for control, while Ava Jerome has stumbled upon a secret so explosive it could send shockwaves through the entire town. Brooklyn's hard-won victory. After months of strategic maneuvering, calculated risks, and no small amount of deception, Brooklyn Quartermain has finally seized what she's been fighting for: dominance over deception. The cosmetics company, once firmly under the grip of her family's empire, is now hers to command, marking a defining moment in her evolution from rebellious heiress to shrewd businesswoman. Her path to the top was anything but smooth. She clashed repeatedly with her grandmother, Tracy Quartermain, whose initial resistance forced Brooklyn to prove she was more than just a privileged socialite. Through clever alliances, well-timed betrayals, and sheer determination, she outplayed her opponents, proving she has the instincts of a true Quartermain, ruthless when necessary, but always with an eye on the bigger picture. Yet, as the dust settles, new challenges emerge. Taking the reins of deception means facing skepticism from employees who remember her past missteps, investors wary of her inexperience, and family members who may still resent her power grab. And then there's the matter of Harrison Chase, her on-again, off-again love interest whose moral compass often clashes with her cutthroat ambitions. Will her success bring them closer, or will the weight of her newfound responsibilities drive them apart for good? One thing is certain: Brooklyn may have won the battle, but the war is far from over. Ava's world shatters with one revelation. While Brooklyn celebrates her ascent, Ava Jerome finds herself standing on the edge of a precipice after uncovering a secret so volatile it could destroy lives. Ava, no stranger to Port Charles's underbelly, has always had a knack for digging up the truth, but this time she may have unearthed something even she wasn't prepared for. Speculation runs rampant about what she's discovered, but the possibilities are staggering. A long-buried crime involving Nina Reeves. Ava and Nina's fragile truce could shatter if she's found evidence of another betrayal, reigniting their bitter feud. A hidden truth about Sonny Corinthos' past. The mob kingpin has countless enemies and even more secrets. If Ava has stumbled upon one of them, she could either use it as leverage, or find herself in grave danger. A dark secret tied to the Jerome family legacy. Ava's own history is filled with skeletons, and this revelation might force her to confront ghosts she thought were long buried. Whatever the truth, Ava isn't the type to sit on valuable information. She's a master manipulator, and she'll undoubtedly use this knowledge to her advantage, whether to protect herself, exact revenge, or secure her position in Port Charles's ruthless hierarchy. But secrets this big never stay contained for long. Will Ava's discovery make her untouchable, or will it draw dangerous enemies out of the shadows? The fallout, power shifts, and looming threats. With Brooklyn's corporate coup and Ava's earth-shattering revelation, the balance of power in Port Charles is shifting once again. Both women now hold the keys to major storylines, but in a town where fortunes change in an instant, their victories could be fleeting. For Brooklyn, the real test begins now. Can she handle the pressures of leadership, or will the weight of expectations crush her? And will her personal relationship survive her relentless ambition? As for Ava, the question isn't if her secret will come out, but when. And when it does, who will be left standing in the aftermath? One thing is certain. In Port Charles, no triumph goes unchallenged, and no secret stays buried forever. The next explosion is just around the corner. Port Charles power plays. Brooklyn's triumph and Ava's world-shattering secret. The halls of power in Port Charles are shifting once again as two of the city's most formidable women make game-changing moves. Brooklyn Quartermain's relentless ambition has finally paid off, while Ava Jerome's insatiable curiosity has led her to a discovery that could burn the entire city to the ground. Brooke Lynn's coronation. From wild child to corporate queen. The boardroom doors at Deception have swung open for their new CEO. And the look on Tracy Quartermain's face was worth every backroom deal Brooke Lynn had to make to get here. This isn't just a business victory. It's a declaration that the youngest Quartermain is done living in her family's shadow. Her path to the throne was anything but conventional. Played her estranged mother against her disapproving grandmother in a masterful display of familial manipulation. Turned Maxie Jones from skeptic to reluctant ally by appealing to their shared history. Outmaneuvered Valentine Cassadine at his own game of corporate espionage. But the real genius move? Convincing both ELQ and Aurora Media that backing her takeover was in their best interest. The heiress who once crashed sports cars for fun has become the most dangerous kind of opponent. One who understands both boardroom strategies and back-alley power plays. Now the real work begins. The whispers in the Deception halls are deafening. Is this just another Quartermain vanity project? Can the party girl really run a Fortune 500 company? Brooke Lynn's response? A complete rebranding campaign that's already making waves, and a very public demotion of every executive who doubted her. Yet behind the polished new image, cracks are forming. Chase is giving her that disappointed cop look again, and the mysterious midnight calls from an unlisted number suggest not everyone is celebrating her success. Ava's Pandora's box. The secret that could destroy Port Charles. Ava Jerome thought she knew all of Port Charles's dirty secrets, until she stumbled upon the one that could get her killed. What started as routine digging into Nina's latest scheme uncovered something far more dangerous than another marital betrayal. The evidence points to a multi-million-dollar embezzlement scheme stretching from Crimson Magazine to the Cassadine family vaults. Shockingly familiar fingerprints on documents that should have been destroyed years ago. A cover-up that reaches the highest levels of city government and organized crime. The most terrifying part? This isn't just about money. The paper trail leads straight to a crime so explosive it could topple empires, including Sonny's organization, the Quartermain fortune, and possibly even the Jerome family's remaining assets. Ava's usual strategy of calculated blackmail won't work this time. The players involved have too much to lose, and she's already noticed the accidental malfunctions in her security system. Her usual allies are suddenly unavailable, and her daughter Avery has started asking why there's always a strange car parked outside their home. The gathering storm. As Brooke Lynn prepares for her first major product launch, someone is leaking damaging rumors to the press about her college escapades. Meanwhile, Ava has begun quietly moving assets offshore while maintaining her usual gallery openings and charity events, the perfect cover for someone preparing to run. The two women's paths are on a collision course neither sees coming. Because the secret Ava uncovered? It's directly tied to the mysterious investor who helped fund Brooke Lynn's takeover. And when these two forces of nature finally meet over this powder keg of deception, Port Charles won't know what hit it. The only question remaining: who will be left standing when the smoke clears? Port Charles power games. Brooke Lynn's ruthless rise and Ava's deadly revelation. The corporate coup heard across Port Charles. The ink was still drying on the contracts when Brooke Lynn Quartermain strode into Deception's headquarters with the confidence of a conquering general. Her stiletto heels clicked like gunshots across the marble lobby as employees scrambled to adjust to their new reality. The party girl had become their CEO, and she wasn't here to play nice. Effective immediately, all departmental budgets will be reviewed by my office, she announced at her first leadership meeting, her fingers steepled like a seasoned executive twice her age. And someone get me the real numbers on that Mediterranean expansion, the ones Valentine tried to hide. This wasn't just a takeover. It was a bloodless coup years in the making. The Quartermain Gambit played Tracy's nostalgia for the company's origins against her distrust of outsiders. Let Ned believe he was mentoring her, while secretly undermining his influence. Used her ditzy heiress persona to make rivals underestimate her until it was too late. The wild card. The mysterious 11% stake purchased through offshore holdings. The final piece that secured her victory. The paperwork listed a shell corporation, but the timing coincided perfectly with those private meetings Brooke Lynn had with someone at the Metro Court's most discreet corner table. Ava's dangerous game of cat and mouse. The Jerome Art Gallery's latest exhibition, Secrets in Plain Sight, was more than just clever marketing. As Ava guided wealthy patrons past provocative installations, Her sharp eyes tracked their reactions to certain pieces. That abstract painting with the barely legible financial records, hidden in the brushstrokes? The sculpture with encrypted data in its base? All traps meant to shake loose information. Then came the break she didn't expect. A nervous intern at Crimson misfiled a document that should have been shredded, one bearing a signature Ava would recognize anywhere. Suddenly, the pieces fell into place. The missing $12 million from the Cassadine-Quartermain merger wasn't embezzlement. It was a payoff. The accidental overdose of a mid-level accountant last spring now looked suspiciously convenient. Mayor Laura's sudden push for financial transparency in city contracts took on new meaning. Ava's fingers trembled as she photographed the evidence, not from fear, but from the adrenaline rush of holding a secret powerful enough to destroy the most untouchable families in Port Charles. The gathering storm. At the Metro Court Bar, Brooke Lynn toasted her victory with a martini, her fifth, though she'd never let her hand shake enough for anyone to notice. The encrypted burner phone in her clutch vibrated with a message. "They know you have it. Watch your back." Across town, Ava stared at the surveillance footage on her laptop, Brooke Lynn receiving an envelope from a shadowy figure outside the old boxing gym. The timestamp? 1 hour before the crucial board vote. 2 women. 1 explosive secret. And a ticking clock counting down to disaster. Coming collisions. The mysterious benefactor behind Brooke Lynn's rise demands payment in a currency she didn't expect. Ava's investigation puts her directly in Sonny's crosshairs. But is he protecting himself or someone else? An upcoming charity gala will force both women into the same room, with the evidence burning holes in their designer handbags. The powder keg is primed. The match is lit. In Port Charles, the most dangerous secrets aren't the ones you keep. They're the ones you almost uncover.